Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. That was a strange way to start. This is a 2 hour and 21-minute movie. It's from 2011, and yeah, it is. I can't even remember where this was in the order of all the films. It's not the last one, but it's close to the end. And for a while, it wasn't even on Disney Plus. It was like they would put it like list it, but they'd say, "Oh, this is not available until whatever date," because Disney Plus didn't exist for a while. It was on other streaming services, and so they had to wait till those contracts expired to actually put some of the Pirates movies on Disney Plus, even though Disney owned them. So yeah, they had to honor their contracts. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about anything else. This is Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow's umpteenth voyage. My brain just completely blanked on how many of these there are, but there are a lot, and there's a reason for that. They made bank for Disney for years. I mean, this is a movie based on a ride in their theme parks that did surprisingly well. I mean, when they made Haunted Mansion movies and Haunted Mansion movie and TV movie, they didn't do too great, but they're bringing out another one coming out this year. In fact, hopefully to shore up things, and if they're smart, they might even put a little connection between the history of the Gracie Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean, just as they are connected in the Disneyland park. I don't know if it's the way it is in the Disney World park or in the Shanghai. I think there's a very nice ride, crazy special effects in that one, much different than the older one we have here at Disneyland. But yeah, off in Shanghai, I think it's Shanghai. They have this amazing, crazy looking ride, which I hope to go on someday. But in Disneyland, it's connected. There's a bit of history. If you know how to dig around at the park itself, there's a little bit of history that shows a connection between the Gracie Mansion, the Haunted Mansion, and of course the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and they're right next to each other. It's not a coincidence. So this adventure starts out with Jack, of course, in trouble, as usual. Actually looking to do something to rescue one of his friends, one of his cohorts, the great Kevin McNally, who plays Gibbs. I have to reference that, so I don't have everybody's name in my brain. I am getting old. So in this, it's just he's on a quest. It's another MacGuffin. In this time it's the Fountain of Youth. And he's not the only one going after it. Of course, we get to see Barbossa again, Captain Barbossa, and we get to see Penelope Cruz. This is the first one that she appears in. Angelica. She plays Angelica, who is a face from Johnny Depp's past. Maybe, I don't know. A face from Captain Jack Sparrow's past, and she has a mysterious relationship to another famous, actually real world pirate. I'm pretty sure he was real. Blackbeard. Now, he's very much not the same kind of Blackbeard. Reality Blackbeard and Blackbeard who has a sword that can control a ship and other ships and mystical powers. Yeah, not the same. No, there's lots of, it's lots of big, that's what makes these films actually so fun. They are a nice little throwback to classic pirate films, kind of, I don't know, swashbuckling Errol Flynn kind of thing going on, but it's still very much in this modern fantasy magic kind of realm, but still grounded because you still got this weirdo anti-hero in Captain Jack Sparrow. So he brings the humor even to the most dire situations. He brings this film is pretty much for all ages. There's a little innuendo here and there, but it's very much bloodless. There is some death here and there, and there's some danger and some plenty of violence, but it's pretty much bloodless violence. Where lots of clanging swords and blasting rifles here and there, but it's nothing that's any more scary than the actual ride itself. And there are plenty of references, by the way, for those who love the ride. There are plenty of visual references throughout, and of course, there's a line. The line that finishes the entire movie. I'm not going to give it away, but you will know it quite well. It's a classic pirate line, but a classic Pirates of the Caribbean line as well. So, yeah, it's I got to tell you. Jeffrey Rush is back, of course, as Captain Barbossa, but Ian McShane plays Blackbeard, and he's always fantastic. No matter what he shows up in, a lot of you will recognize him as one of John Wick's friends in the John Wick series of films. He's always plays a great devious character, and whether for good or for ill, in this case, Blackbeard is very much the bad guy. So you get to have a pretty solid bad guy thing. We get some other things, not just actors, but we get a cameo appearance by Jack's father, played by Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, who, in a movie about the Fountain of Youth, well, let's just say, yeah, he doesn't look any younger, but he seems to like he's going to live forever. And now watch that I've said that, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and find he's gone. So, yeah, I hopefully not, but that man will probably outlive all of us. Of course, Richard Griffiths plays King George. Richard Griffiths, I believe, was Harry Potter's uncle. He's since passed away, but he has a little bit of a part. Oh, and even Dame Judi Dench has a very small cameo in this, which I don't know why I didn't realize it. Maybe I just forgot, but yeah. Very tiny cameo, but a funny little bit early in the film. But it's a big sprawling adventure. We get to see new creatures. I mean, we've seen other sea creatures like the Kraken and everything else in past films. This one is a little bit smaller scale, but no less legendary. And it ain't no Ariel. There's a lot of little mermaids in this. A lot of gorgeous young mermaids who are tempting, but they also could be deadly. And so, does anybody survive when they go up against these mermaids? Well, yeah, one in particular, gets a little bit more than he expected. So it introduces a new character. That said, along with, man, I'm looking at Ian McShane's IMDb picture right here. He or somebody must have chose like one from many years ago. He looks very young. You'll have to look him up. I think Sam Claflin plays Philip. He plays a very holy young man who is not so happy about being taken prisoner by Blackbeard, but he also is the key to possibly balancing things out with the mermaids, and in one in particular. And of course, since we don't have any Will and Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, we don't have them in this. There's no underlying romance things, unless you count the sexual tension between Penelope Cruz and Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, Angelica and Captain Jack Sparrow, which is more done in a love-hate kind of relationship. The real romance falls to the godly man and the mermaid. So, yes, I spoiled that for you, but yeah. The Astrid Berges-Frisbey. Yes, that is the actress who plays the mermaid Serena. Serena. It plays off the word siren, because that's what mermaids have historically been. Sirens of the deep, calling men to their deaths. They're probably just sea lions. Drunk men, horny for sea lions. Yeah. So, this, again, with the big dun, 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 that the whole, the theme music kicks in. It's big adventure. It's big fun. It's a not adult, but it's a mature film that the entire family can enjoy. And being that you have it here on Disney Plus, you can pause it when you have to go to the bathroom, as I have done. So it's it almost 2.5 hours. Yeah, you might. Although John Wick was longer than that, man. I held it. John Wick 4. Yeah. But in this case, it's a good meaty film. I don't know if it's the best of the realm of the entire series, but it does have a lot of fights. It does towards the latter half. It drags a little bit more than the front end of the film. The front end just keeps bouncing all over the place. It keeps moving. The latter half kind of got unfocused a little bit with everybody's different interactions. We do get a lot of good sequences between Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz working, with each other and against each other. That's one of the core relationships in this, and but you want to see Captain Jack with Captain Barbossa, old enemies from the very first film, getting to share scenes, working against each other and working with each other to reach the goal, and just kind of hash out the entirely way too complicated mystery of the Fountain of Youth. I mean, seriously, if the Fountain of Youth is this complicated to take advantage of rather than just finding it, I don't know if anybody would really want to do it. It just seems, well, it has a price to it, let's just say. If it actually was found and the world knew about it, it would cause a lot of trouble in the modern day. Yeah, let's do a National Treasure film about that. Maybe that's in the series? I don't know. Wouldn't it be great if they connected the Pirates of the Caribbean movies to the National Treasure films? So, although National Treasure more plays in reality and conspiracies based in reality, not mermaids. Anyway, I enjoy these films. They're absolutely fun to me, and any chance that I can throw this on the TV at any time, put it on in the background, and clean the house, whatever. Just do whatever I wanted and have a great time halfway watching it, and probably getting thrown on the couch eventually and just forgetting all my housework. But either way, if you haven't got a chance, I say it's time to revisit these. I don't know if we're going to get another one. Disney likes money. It's a matter of whether it's going to include Johnny Depp or not. And there was a time that they were going to do a spin-off featuring somebody else pretty prominent in the role, female lead. None of the original other cast, but a different female lead, and that has since been shelved with all of Disney's shuffling around and Iger coming back and locking things down money-wise. I have a feeling that, that's put on the back burner indefinitely for now. But I think if they ever want to make money again, they'll dip into that bowl and just scoop out a big chunk of it and bring Johnny Depp back when things are calmer. I mean, if you can ignore all the drama between him and Amber and all the other stuff that's going on, this is still some just good escapist fun. So, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
389.
389. Okay, 389. Okay. Oh, okay. I made a rule. I mean, we're almost at the end of this quarter here. I made a rule at the beginning of the year, this whole first quarter, that if we got more than if we got more than one shark thing in a quarter, or in a month, I'm going to have to revisit this. If we got more than one shark thing in a month, no, we're not doing any more shark things. All the shark things get pulled out. We just don't do them. Well, we got a shark thing. And it is seriously, they'll come up with any punny name to rehash this shark footage and tell a slightly different story about sharks. In this case, we're going to be watching Shark Side of the Moon. Yeah, look at the other ones, by the way, above and below that. Freeze frame that, and you'll see all the other really interesting names. Sharks, nothing against sharks. Sharks are interesting to a degree, but if it's just sharks, there's so much sharks on Disney Plus, and we're getting more sharks. There's one's Sharkatraz. There's one coming up in the next quarter. I was just going through all the things and setting everything up because we're going to soon be picking things from a fully reset list in about 2 days. So, yeah. Anyway, Shark Side of the Moon is next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.